Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Kicking It With. And today I'm going to be kicking it with none other than Jeff Bradshaw. Mr. Bradshaw, how are you, sir?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for giving up your time to speak to me here on the Grown Folks Groove Show, where I do Kicking It With. First of all, I want to say I've been checking your music out. Now, you initially grabbed my attention because I'm from DC,
Oh,
and you did a track called Stepping Out. And
oh
that
wow.
track, that track, what it caught my attention. And when I turned 50, me and my wife and my son and my daughter, we decided to do a little dance at my 50th birthday party, a little step type thing. And we used that song to do it to. And I was like, man, this is such a hot go-go song. Can you tell me, was that the intention of that from the beginning to make it a go-go kind of feel?
Wow. Okay. You're going back like two albums.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like you went back two albums on me. I didn't expect that. Of course it was. I mean, DC has showed me. DC was one of the cities that I traveled to for many years as a youngster with my family, and also I'm a fan of the music culture of DC.
Yeah.
From Chuck Brown to Red Essence to Junkyard to Backyard. I mean, I'm just I'm a fan of DC, the culture of the city, and also I've always been a fan of the culture of the music, and so listening to Chuck and EU and all, when I started listening to Go-Go, it was like in the mid '80s.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So I was listening to Trouble Funk and Essence and all that back then. But then to play the horns on "It's Love" for Jill Scott
Yeah.
um, kind of solidified me as a person who understood what it was about. You know, how
Absolutely.
big the song was, and people were like, "Yo, you played the horns on It's Love, Jill Scott." I was like, "Yeah, that's me. Me and my boy Matt Cappy, trumpet player." My homeboy, who's told me for years on trumpet with Jill and many other artists. I said, "Yeah, man, that's me."
All right.
What? I was like, "How many times have you heard that?" And I was just listening to people play my horn lines over the years. But stepping out was my tip of the cap to Chocolate City, to the city that loved me first. When
Oh,
I came to see it the first time, it was a tip of the cap, and just to show love to the city that loved me first.
okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Don't mute Go Go.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because Go-Go has been a mainstay in Washington, D.C. since the beginning, music really coming out live in DC. Of course, before then you had all kinds of genres,
Absolutely.
but it's a genuine DC art form, and you can't mute it
Right.
without a doubt. Yeah, man. So let's move forward a little bit. Now, you did a song. I think I came across it, and this is from your new album, last year sometime. Prototype. How did you decide? Okay, look, me, Robert Glasper, Raheem Devon, we're gonna get together and we're gonna pick a song to do, or was it just how did that come about? Because the way you guys threw down on Prototype, it was a whole new situation, man. I love the way y'all did that.
Thank you. It was. Uh, I've always been a fan of Andre 3000.
Yeah, man.
Always been a fan of Big Boy. Always been a fan of Outkast, and how they never allow you to put them in a box.
Yeah.
And as an artist, I consider myself an artist that can't really be boxed in. Like, you want to put me in smooth jazz, but I'm not a smooth jazz guy. You want to put me in jazz, but you can't put me in jazz because I'm not a straight ahead guy. It's
Yeah.
like, don't just listen to the music and enjoy it. Don't try to put me in a genre. I mean, I have music that they play on smooth jazz. I have music they play on jazz radio.
Yeah.
Even this album, you know. But I've always been a fan of Outkast, and I've always been a fan. This is one of my favorite songs by Outkast by Andre 3000, and always said one day I was going to record it. And coming back after coming behind this my live album, Jeff Bradshaw and Friends Home, one special night at the Kimmel Center.
Yeah.
Coming from my album, I had to come back strong, and coming back through my illness and all of those things that happened during that time. It took me 3.5 years to record this album.
Wow.
It was a 3-year process because everybody who I wanted to work with, I wanted to make sure that I topped that. I'm always looking to go higher, and I wanted to make sure I topped the Jeff Bradshaw and Friends Home album, which would be hard to do, which would not be an easy task.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I felt like I needed to make a statement coming out the gate with the first single and with the video. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the video prototype. It's a salute. We're just saluting the ultimate woman, whoever she may be.
Yeah.
You know, I think I kind of shot the video and we kind of did a nice little casting, and I felt like, the ultimate woman is whoever you think she is. It
Absolutely.
big, but I think I showed who the ultimate woman is. You know, she could, from the age groups. If you see the video, you understand exactly what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
Without a doubt. Yeah. And
whoever she is to you, whoever your ultimate woman is.
that's
You know,
exactly the point. That's exactly the point. Whoever it is to you, whatever they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's so true, especially when you
and
start talking about that.
and that's what the video is about. The video is about celebrating the ultimate woman and whoever she is to you through your eyes, whatever age she is, however tall or short she is, or however thin or a little thick she is. Whatever you consider to be the ultimate woman, I'm going to celebrate her. And that's what the video does. And that's what the song is about, celebrating the ultimate woman. And who else can celebrate a woman? Better, who else can celebrate a woman better than the Love King?
Raheem Devon.
Right? Like, there's no one better.
Absolutely
You know,
not.
no one can celebrate a woman better than Raheem Devine. And that's my brother. And I called Robert Glasper to put the cherry on top, my other big brother. And I think we created a masterpiece. The song was already amazing. And I actually ran into Andre 3000 on the streets of Philly
Oh, really?
when he last year when he was here filming filming a movie. He was very out. He was out a lot, just in the streets playing. He has this African wood carved flute kind of instrument that he just walked through the streets of Philly playing it. Like it was like a known thing. And Andre 3000 was just walking through the streets of Philly, like downtown Philly. He wasn't walking through the hood, but
Like the
I
Pied
mean,
Piper.
he would have got love. He would have got love in the hood. He would have been good walking through the hood in Philly. But he was just walking. I guess they were shooting downtown, and maybe he was staying downtown. But he was just walking through shit. I just happened to run into him, and
Okay.
I introduced myself, and I was like, "Hey, blah blah blah." And I had to remind him where I met him. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I was on tour with Jill, and in the early years, I was letting him know I toured with Jill for years. In the early years, and Jill and Erica and Nika Costa had a show together. It was Jill, Erica, Macy Gray, and Nika Costa.
Hmm.
Remember Nika Costa?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the four of them had a show together, and Dre was there with Erica. And I reminded him, I was like, remember this show in Toronto? I was like, he was like, yeah, we talked that day. He said, yeah, I do remember that. He said, yeah. So I was like, man, I was telling him about my records, and I was talking real fast. I was like, I don't want to hold you up. I said, but I'm, about to drop a record next year. I'm about to drop a single, and the prototype is my first single. I said, Raheem Devine, Robert Glasper. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He was like, let me hear it. So he gave me his email, and I emailed him. And he gave me his email. He gave me his number, and he gave me his email, and I sent it to him.
And what did he think of it?
He said, I really dig it.
That's good, man, because there's nothing you can't dig about it, really, because you did the song, you gave it everything for real. So you respected it. So he couldn't. I can't say anybody saying anything bad about the song. The song is a great song, the way you guys put it together.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, man. I mean, it was fun doing it. It was even more fun shooting the video.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'm sure.
Video. I mean, 150 women in red dresses. I don't want to give much away, but go to YouTube and look up Jeff Bradshaw prototype, and you'll see the video. It's a beautiful celebration. It's 150 women in red dresses. You
Okay.
know, it's just absolutely a
Yeah,
beautiful video.
it is a great video. It is a great video.
I'm, a,
So
I'm, I'm gonna launch it again. Uh, I'm gonna relaunch it on Valentine's Day
I think
because
that's a great idea.
that's when it was originally. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Are we good? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I'm.
good.
It was an original. It was originally recorded, and the video was shot to drop the single and the video on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that was the
That was
original
the whole,
idea.
yeah. The original thing was to do
Okay.
everybody is the whole place in red, and we're going to drop the single and the video on Valentine's Day, and life would happen,
Yeah.
and it wound up getting pushed back several months. But I mean, it came out when it was supposed to, went right to the top of the charts, and people love it. And I'm gonna relaunch it. We're gonna relaunch it on Valentine's Day.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that because that is a perfect time to relaunch the video for that song without any question. Let's come forward a little bit. So you've released your album and you've done a track on there that you're currently promoting, and that's Celebrate with Kanye Doss.
Yeah.
What was it like to choose the vocalist for that song, or how did that actually work out? Did you have Kanye Doss in mind from the beginning? Was it something that you guys had talked about and that just happened to be the song? How did you work it out?
One thing you should learn about me, and one thing I want people to know that my recording is very intentional.
Okay.
It's very, very, very intentional. When I heard this song from the gate, I knew that the song was produced by Mario Crew and Harry Wilson, the same guys who um, same Philly musician producers out of Philly, same guys who produced "Till Tomorrow," my single with Raheem Devon from the Bon Appetit album. When they sent me the song, I knew when I heard it, I knew Kanye's is so soulful and precise. And
Absolutely. Yes.
this was the first time we've worked on the road together, we've toured together, we've done shows together, but we had never recorded a song together. And I was so excited about finally getting in the studio with her. And so I went to Cleveland. My manager, Myron Ruffin, big shout out to Myron.
Yeah.
And he had me come into Cleveland to work out of a studio in Cleveland and to get some work done there. So I recorded a couple songs in Cleveland, um, Celebrate and Euphoria, with some incredible musicians in Cleveland. And I got to work with Kanye. It was a kind of a really tough time. Things were a little rough for her at the time. And I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. And um, she was kind of like, I kind of need this outlet right now. This is a good thing for me, you know. And wow, when she began to sing, and I heard the words, I was just like, it was just a moment in time uh, of what was happening. But I just was like, wow, just the words of the song. The time is here. The time is now. Let's celebrate what makes us smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I thought that for someone to be in a deep place and to write those words, it basically, the message from I got was just, you got to celebrate every day like it's your last. And you got to celebrate everything that makes you smile. Like the time is here, the time is now. Let's celebrate what makes us smile. That's the chord, that's the hook. And man, she wrote that, and those words in the song are so powerful. And after what we've been through, and after what we're going through, and trying to come through, and trying to come out of, it's time to celebrate and appreciate everything that we have in our life, the people in our lives, celebrate the things that God has blessed us with,
Yeah.
celebrate the people, our parents, and our elders and our family that are still here with us. Many of people have lost loved ones. It's time to celebrate every little blessing we have, every little thing we have. You know, we got to celebrate every little thing, man,
Yeah.
because I think we found out 2000, 2020 and 2021 so far that life is incredibly precious.
It is. It's very delicate. It's very precious. And, celebrate is absolutely right. We have to appreciate and live in the moment and make sure that we show the ones that we love them, we care about them, we care for them. And we need to take care of our fellow man because, it ain't got to
Yeah,
be the way it is.
absolutely, absolutely. The time is here. The time is now. Let's celebrate what makes us smile.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I hope I'm saying the word. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the song. I'll be singing. I'll be let's celebrate what makes us smile. I think that's what I'm pretty sure that those are the words. I didn't write it. I kind of wrote it, but that's the way I'll be singing it. That's the way I sing it. And she's so amazing, and she's such a kind. Kanye's a big deal, and
Yes, she is.
she, she's a big deal to work with her, and her humility and her kindness is just, you know, she's such a kind person, and a joy to work with, and all of the people that I work with are that way. Amber Jean, who's on the album, is that way. Mickey Miller, who is incredible, like the diamond in the rough,
Yeah.
like the 20 carat diamond in the rough.
Mm.
Mickey Miller is that way. I mean, I've toured and worked with so many people, Selena Johnson and Algebra. Now, Selena is a pistol.
I could see Selena being a pistol.
Oh, Selena is a pistol. But yo, she's so sweet, though. She's
Selena's album names and her song names just show that she's a pistol. Don't get
oh,
it twisted.
Selena's, Selena's a pistol. That's my big sis. She's a pistol. But we are though. She's sweet. She's sweet. She's real sweet. Real sweet.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I mean, Algebra, that's my other baby sister. I mean, I'm working with Mesa. I've worked with so many, all the way from the beginning with Jill. And then working with Marsha and Nat of Floetry. And, I've been blessed to work with some really kind, sweet people.
Mm.
Uh, Working with Kenny and even all the guys. I've just been blessed. I have some great friends and great big brothers. And you can look at all the people that I've worked with, even just from these last two albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, how do you got tapes on these people? You got like how you got this music on your albums? And I was like, it's just really about being a good person. And I'm unflawed. I have my flaws like everybody else, but it's really about being a good person and just being honest and being honest with these people. These are my friends. Most of them I'm a fan of, and I just asked them, hey, I'm working on this amazing record. I got some good people that have joined me on this record. And I would love for you to be a part of it, you know. And most of the time, you know, I mean, they know the work I do. Check my record. They know I don't put out.
Well,
Right.
that's what I was going to say. You are a heavy hitter, and you do work with heavy hitters. Uh, it's just stands to reason that you would be working with those kind of people because that's where you are. That's the kind of performer, musician, artist that you are.
I just need people like you and these platforms to help me tell that story because the masses of the world don't know about these great records that I put out. So many people do, thousands of people do, but there
Absolutely.
are millions of people that don't. And I'm going to continue to record music and record and tour the world and go as hard as I know how to do and continue to raise the bar in my music. And once the world does find out, once the masses of the world does find out who I am, then they'll go back. They'll say, what was the record before this one? Oh, what was the record before this one? Oh,
And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. They hear one, and then next thing you know, wait a minute, I got to check out the rest of his catalog because this guy just didn't show up like this. What's the story? And
you
then
know,
what's the story?
times I've got. You don't know how many times I've got messages, inboxes, and DMs like, "Where have you been? Why am I just now finding out about you? How the hell do you have Trombone Shorty, Will Downing, Najee, Kim Burrell, uh, um, Take Six, Marsha Ambrosius, Bilal? Like, how do you have all these people on one album?"
I know. I know.
And I was like, I just asked. Can like Kenny Lattimore, like, how did you have all these people? How did you get all these artists? It was like the album was like a festival. And I'm like, I just asked. And I've been blessed. Um, I'm kind and I'm honest, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing something historic, and I need you to be a part of it. And this is who's involved. You know,
And that honesty and that coming from a true place and a sincere place, it resonates and people recognize that. And, that's probably what's, helped all of that take place because you seem like you're a really nice, genuine guy and people can pick up on that and, they appreciate that. They don't feel like they're in danger or, it's some kind of ulterior motive.
man, I'm the luckiest man in show business. I play trombone, and I've toured the world for over 20 years with some of the biggest artists in the world, and I've recorded some amazing albums. The people say so. Uh, and I am just truly, truly blessed with a God given gift to play this instrument and to bring people together. And I just want the world to know that, hey, I'm here. I've been here. Check out this music. I try not to hype up my music, but it's hard not to, especially if this is my first album on my own label. I was signed to Hidden Beach for two, 3 hours.
Congratulations.
And
Congratulations.
this is my first album on my own label, Bone Deep Enterprises, with distribution through Purpose Music Group and E1. And it's my best album. And what a time to put out your best album when you put it out on your own label.
You're not wrong.
Bone Enterprises. I'm very excited about my new label. Um, I have a great team. I'm blessed. And I think this album and all of my music, it speaks for itself. I don't mind coming. I love coming and doing interviews and telling my story. I'm self-taught, born and raised in the United House of Prayer for All People. And there's a few of them in D.C. Born and raised in the United House of Prayer for All People in a church where gospel brass bands are the feature in the music ministry.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I came from that, and then went out and started playing in the clubs, and that's where I met Jazzy Jeff and Questlove from the Roots and all these incredible producers, James Poyser and Vidal Davis, Andre Harris, and Carvin Higgins, and Darren Henson, Keith Peltzer, and Ivan Barris, where I met all these producers who did the Jill Scott albums and the Jill Scott album, the Jaguar Wright albums,
Yeah.
the Music Soul Child albums, the Flowetry albums, and all these albums I played on. Played with the Roots, recorded with Michael Jackson, recorded with Reverend Fire, recorded with Kurt Franklin, and so many others. And
Yeah.
I have truly, truly been blessed to be here. And I have so many friends in this business, so many mentors in this business that want to see me win. And all I want to do is just show that a trombone player, which is one of the things that I am, can be successful as a lead instrument
For sure.
in mainstream music if you lay it out the right way. And I always approach all of my albums like Quincy Jones. Big shout out to the master teacher,
Yes.
the master who I met in 2000 when I was on tour with Jill Scott at the House of Blues in LA, who I was blessed to meet. Um, I try to approach my albums not like a trombone jazz artist. I
Yeah.
approach my albums like a composer and a producer and show the many ways and the many roles of the trombone in my music.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it comes through. It really does come through. There's no question about the quality of your music and your musicianship. You do a fantastic job at what you do, and as you say, you have been blessed. one thing I do want to say, um, Jeff, can you let people know where they can go and pick up your music so that it benefits you the most?
Um, it's not many hard copy spots like it used to be.
Yeah.
Um, the album is, you can download the album everywhere. Tidal, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon. You can download the music everywhere. If you want hard copies
Yeah.
of this, you can go to dbssounds.com. DBS, dbssounds.com. That's where the hard copies, you can order hard copies of the CD from there. dbssounds.com. DBS
Great.
Sounds,
Great.
hard copies. But you can download the album everywhere and listen to it every day. Listen to the album. The more we get paid. Listen to the album every day. Tell all your friends, listen to it every day. Listen to it, just put it on repeat and just let it run.
That's for sure. Hey, look, I want to give a big shout out to Myron. Thank you for hooking this interview up, my man. I really appreciate you. This has been a fantastic time talking to Jeff Bradshaw. Now, make sure you get your nickels and dimes together, people. Go out, stream the album, buy the album, get the physical copies. Make sure you support independent artists because my man, he's working on his own label, and you need to support him because music is an art form that is so often neglected. Jeff Bradshaw, thank you for spending time chopping it up with me on Kicking It. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. The album is called Stronger. It will bless you, which will bless me. Thank you so much for having me. Big shout out to my manager, Myron Ruffin, and big shout out to Chocolate City, DC, and all over the United States and all over the country, everywhere, everybody who supports real music. Jeff Bradshaw out.
Appreciate you, man.